NBC's coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup Series from Watkins, Glen is brought to you by Subway, showing the world how great a fresh-made sandwich can taste. Subway, eat fresh. By Pep Boys, all you need to know is where to go. Pep Boys. By Original Coors, nothing beats an original. And by Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
A wild topsy-turvy race here at Watkins Glen because of teams being on different pit stop schedules has really scattered the field. You're looking at the leader, Ricky Craven. He is out in front now because he has not yet made his final stop for fuel. Stacy Compton is second, Matt Kenseth is third, Dave Blaney is fourth. And then you'll get back to Jeff Burton when the cycle of pit stops completes. Scott Pruitt was the leader until seconds ago when he pulled down pit road to make his final stop.
And all these cars have to pit once again, except the 4 car. We saw him back there, the Kodak car, Kevin LePage. He has had some problems. He's 3 laps down now.
Let's mention that Ward Burton's car has gone to the garage and it has been retired from the race. Engine problems. And our pit stop summary from the last visit to pit road. Now that the out numbers are deceiving because we've got 5 cars yet who have not stopped. In essence, Jeff Burton's going to come back to the lead once this all cycles around.
I'm told that Ward Burton's car could not get up to the minimum speed, and NASCAR told him that he had to park the CAD car.
Yeah, remember they had dropped at least a cylinder earlier. So for now, Ricky Craven moves to the head of the stack. One of, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 different drivers to lead this race. Dale Jarrett was out in front earlier in the race, spun while leading into the gravel trap, lost a lap. That was the race's first caution. The second caution came out at lap 39 when Ron Fellows broke and stopped on course, and Jeff Burton let Dale Jarrett have his lap back. That was a turning point in the race.
Here's a battle right now for the 5th position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has it. Jeff Gordon would like to have it. Ricky Rudd back there watching all this. He's in 7th position. These guys are about 16, 17 seconds behind the leader. But the big thing, they're about 5 seconds behind Jeff Burton, a car who theoretically, and I don't think, has to stop again. We would ask Frank if he has to stop again, but he probably would lie to us, so.
There's the interval back from the leader, Ricky Craven, to these cars.
See the distance staying consistent. Now we see if Earnhardt Jr. gets in 4th gear, he's able to close.
What was that?
That was interesting.
All clear.
Looks like he's going
strange.
again now.
Yeah, I don't.
Wouldn't have waved him by this late in the race.
No.
Unless he had a hard time getting it in the 4th gear. You got to grab 4th gear right in about the middle of those S's. And if you have a hard time getting it there, yeah, he looks like he's having some trouble.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to lose another spot to Ricky Rudd.
Find out 28.
That's Ty Norris's spotter.
We'll try and find out what's going on with Dale Jr.'s car from pit road in a moment.
And we see that Jeff Gordon is closing just a little bit on the leader, Jeff Burton.
It's Ricky Craven that interval's back from.
I'm sorry.
The leader. Right.
Thank you.
But we should go back and track the interval now from Gordon to Burton, because once the pit stops cycle out, that's the key interval now for deciding who wins.
Well, we're good to go, bud. 10-4.
Here we go.
Let's listen.
He should grab 4th right about here. Now we're getting down the back stretch, go to the inner loop. Try to drive it as deep as you can, usually to about that 600 marker, which he was right at. Downshifts twice. Back on the gas. Kind of play with the throttle here because the car's real loose through here. Here's the carousel. You want to just squeeze the gas. A little more gas, hard as you can. Grab a gear right here. Sometimes these guys will shift here, or they'll just carry 3rd. Little E's carrying 3rd. Downshift the 2nd. Back on the throttle hard. Keep it in second. Back hard on the gas.
This race is going by at record pace.
That's bad.
The record average speed for this race is 103 and change miles an hour. We're over 104 now with only 2 caution flags. We're back to the Glen in a minute. Oh no, again.
Yes, again. Dale Jarrett once again, turn 1 in the litter. Let's see if we can see what happened this time. A little contact this time between he and Mark Martin.
They were racing for 13th spot. Jarrett was trying to take that position away from Mark going into that corner.
He wheel hopped it again.
What'd he do? There you go.
Yeah, wheel hopped that, and I'll tell you, and he used Mark. And what 4 tires or 8 tires is always better than 4 tires. Slow down.
In this case, it didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
So after getting his lap back from Jeff Burton earlier and working all the way up to 14th spot,
Cut me off. That was it.
Dale Jarrett stuck, and he's going to go back a lap down once more. And Jeff Gordon, if he finishes in the top 5, is going to gain a whole lot of ground on DJ. Ricky Craven was the leader when we went to commercial. He's been on pit road. He had a scheduled pit stop upcoming, but he had a little problem that forced him to visit earlier.
He's going through the carousel. We've talked about that. I think that's the rear sway bar.
I don't think it's big enough to be a sway bar.
And I disagree.
You might be right. It might be the shifter linkage. You're right.
Because, Rick, he came down pit road reporting he was out of high gear, but where it came out from the car, it came out between the wheels.
Right.
Rear sway bar would have come out the back.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with you guys now. Once I saw it again, I realized it wasn't big enough, long enough.
So he's got a linkage problem now, you guys. That's the latest from the 32.
The problem is, Bill, it's laying on the racetrack back there. That's his linkage is laying on the racetrack.
You want me to go get it while they're under caution, Benny?
Yeah.
Bring it up to the booth if you could, so we can really determine.
It won't be hot, will it?
No.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Craven is now a lap down and back in 36th position. And Dale Jarrett has dropped all the way back to 35th.
Let's see if Dale just turns left and heads for the highway.
Can. Next weekend, our coverage from Michigan starts on Friday with Bud Pole qualifying on CNN Sports Illustrated. Saturday, the NASCAR Busch Series is back in action. You'll see it on TNT at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Then next Sunday, after we cover happy hour Saturday afternoon, we get to the Pepsi 400 in Michigan. NASCAR on TNT. The race for the championship continues a week from today at 1:30 Eastern Time.
And the 88 was passing or trying to pass Mark for 13th, so he came a long ways. He was making that charge.
Bad day at the office for Dale Jarrett.
Now he's another lap down.
He's back in 35th. Well, this caution was the last thing that Jeff Burton wanted to see. He had been losing ground on his lead to Jeff Gordon. A lead that was 6 seconds, was down to 1.6 before the yellow, but now Gordon's right on his bumper.
And that's not what you want to see here.
No. And, you know, normally on a caution flag with 21 laps to go, you would see all the cars dive on the pit road and make adjustments. But in this case, you'll see no one dive on the pit road if the car is still running okay, because you lose the track position here. All these restarts are single file. You lose that track position and you're toast.
Well, they don't need fuel. So the only thing, it used to be, you'd usually come in for tires. But these tires don't go off. I mean, actually, after 7 or 8 laps, they get faster.
We've seen that all day long. These cars just get faster and faster. After 20 laps, they're running as fast as they were at the very beginning of the run.
Now, the 17 will pull off because he needs some fuel.
Yeah, he's Jeff Burton's teammate. Would he stay in between them? Oh, he needs fuel. Yeah, okay. I was going to say that would be convenient with the single file restart here at the road course to have your teammate in between to let you get away, but
you see, now he makes a pit stop on the caution flag. Bill?
Yeah, and he had no choice. This is scheduled for them. Just, you know, when the caution came out, they were coming in. So it'll be 4 tires and fuel. Can I put a spring rubber in the left rear to try and help the handling of the car a little bit? This has not been Matt's favorite experience this weekend. So he'll get 4 tires, a little slow on the left, come around. jack it up, yank off those right side tires, and send this Ford back out on the racetrack. Now some other guys heading down pit road. Kenton will have to watch today.
Michael Waltrip is in, Bill. He's got damage to the left front, and they're going to try to repair that before they send him back out. They've already taken care of the left side tires, and they're going to put right side tires on and send Michael back out of here. Michael's going to have an interesting little week. He's going to throw out the first pitch at an Orioles game later this week. Let's go to Matt.
Tony Stewart on pit road getting service. Stewart had his problems earlier when first he tangled with John Andretti, and then he got spun around off the corner. Marty?
I think it's been a bad day for Matt Kenseth. It's been a worse day for Dale Jarrett, the man who sits second in the point standings. He's finished 41st and 12th in his last 2 races, staring another bad finish here this weekend right down the barrel. DJ currently is in the 36th position. Car not really damaged from being in the gravel trap. For the second time, it will be 4 tires, and again, no adjustments. They've had a terrific car all day long. They've just been in the kitty litter twice. And he's back out on the racetrack.
You look at the color scheme of the Watkins Glen racetrack. You see the color of the pavement, the grass, and the guardrail, the old rhyme that came to be. I don't know if it was Harry Hyde who first started passing this one around the garage area, but the old rhyme you instruct drivers with is black is good, green is bad, and blue is very bad for the colors of the pavement, the grass, and the guardrail, respectively. I guess we got to add to that with the gravel traps. Brown isn't too good either. Dale Jarrett having a hard day at Watkins Glen. Jeff Burton leads.
Families of NASCAR. The town of Corpus Christi, Texas is where 2 NASCAR Winston Cup champions found their passion for racing. The Labonte brothers, Bobby and Terry. Terry was the first to claim NASCAR stardom with the title in 1984. 12 years later, he won it again. Last year, Bobby raced his way to the Winston Cup, making the Labontes the first pair of brothers to win NASCAR's greatest prize. For more on Wrangler's Families of NASCAR, log on to NASCAR.com. Last year on his way to the Winston Cup Championship, Bobby Labonte came here fresh from a win at Indianapolis with 2 challenges. Do well on a road course and protect his lead in the points. He did both. He finished 5th. That tied his career best here at Watkins Glen. And of course, he raced on to the championship. Right now, he's 466 points out of 1st and just 43rd ahead of 10th. So he's got another challenge. Do well on a road course, protect his position in the points. We'll be back to the Glen in a moment.